Good evening and welcome to ABC Sports coverage of the one-off special game today at the MCG between Collingwood and Footscray, a match which was brought forward from yesterday's round, in round 10, to celebrate Victoria's 150th birthday celebrations. And the game would go a long way to deciding whether Melbourne people wanted to see football on a Sunday. Unfortunately, after yesterday's beautiful conditions on the first day of winter, today was cold and it rained for most of the first half of the game, and a crowd of 45,408 people turned up at the MCG. But I think that Footscray would be happy with that, having switched the home ground from the Western Oval to the MCG to play Collingwood to attract the big crowd. And I think that it did prove that Melbourne people do want to see football on a Sunday. Well, they got a titanic struggle too, because Footscray led at every change, but narrowly every time. 9 points was the margin at quarter time, 3 points at half time, and just 1 point at three-quarter time. And on the way to that stage, the lead had changed many times during the game. So we came to the final half hour of football, which was going to decide the winner between Collingwood, who were third on the ladder, and Footscray in fifth place on the ladder, two teams hoping to play in the finals in September at the big ground. So let's pick up the replay into the last quarter, and with me in commentary, Tim Lane and Mike Fitzpatrick. He's had his hands full for most of the day. Over centre wing, Foster attempts the spoil on Phillips. Free kick to Phillips. The umpire says you can play on Collingwood. Tony Shaw kicking up the ground. Took a high tackle and will take a free kick. And the umpire saying, there's the mark. Get back behind it. Phillips, centering kick, a good one. Rod McPherson, not a lot of distance. Brian Cordy.
Kicks as far as he can, but there's nothing there for the Dogs. Dalkin, short pass. Oh, it's good. Richardson have to stand his ground there in the face of loud sounds of thundering hooves. But he did it. His third mark. And he'll be taking his 8th kick and could well boot his 4th goal. He's done it, and he's put Collingwood back in front at the 7-minute mark. A 4-point lead to the Magpies.
Footscray very loose coming out of defence then, putting the ball on Dalkin's chest, and he really did pass very well to Richardson. Richardson may have done well to come forward a couple of steps rather than expose himself. By standing still, he nearly had McLean punching the ball away. A good goal.
Fellows wins to Rains. Jeff Rains had 15 kicks to half-time. This one drops a bit short. Zatsaris back to centre half forward. Tapped out by Burgess. Chance for Bahagia. He's got a lead from Wallace out wide, but he goes straight up the centre corridor. Beasley on his own. Five marks to Simon Beasley, who had many chances in the early part of the game, but took a while to get his first mark. And he's done well, and Tony Bahagia delivered that beautifully. Beasley coming up for his 7th kick. And he's kicked 4 goals, so he's had pretty good percentage for his efforts. This to put Footscray back in front. The lead has changed 11 times in the game. Footscray lead by 2 points.
It was a great kick by the Budgie, just breaking out of the centre. Realised that McCormack had let himself under the ball, anticipating a shorter kick, tried to put a bit more length on it, was just able to get it over McCormack's head.
Collie wobble board. As Rolf Harris invented the original wobble board, but Collingwood fans have gone one better and updated it. How many close matches have they lost on the MCG on big occasions? Footscray by 2 points. Fellows wins, and Williams gets it out of the centre. All Collingwood, and Dalkin floats it over. Taylor, but it was a floating hand pass. Cordy, Brian. Oh, and it's on behind play. Dalkin and Cordy. And away go the Bulldogs through McLean. Back to the centre line. It was a poor kick. Williams' mark has been paid. And umpire Rains indicates to umpire Cameron that a 15-metre penalty shall be invoked.
First mark to Mark Williams, 10 minutes into the last quarter. Oh, Purser in front. Oh, and whack, and down goes Taylor. Umpire comes in.
I think Taylor.
And it's a free kick to Taylor in front, and Purser is reported.
I think the kick was there, but I think Taylor made it look a little worse than it was.
Well, it's a tragedy for Andrew Purser, Footscray's best and fairest last year, to be reported. But what's most important is that Brian Taylor has the free kick right in front, and if he kicks truly, Collingwood are back in front.
Taylor, number 9.
I think Purser would regret that. He wanted to break away, but he clearly overdid it.
Now there's a 15-metre penalty, which surprises me because the original infringement caused the reversal of the decision, not a 15-metre penalty. So presumably there has been another infringement which has prompted the penalty.
Taylor, who was kickless in the first half, kicked 2 goals in the third quarter, and he misses that. He was given an absolute gift-wrap present, and Collingwood still trail.
And he was given a verbal smorgasbord from Kennedy.
Just doesn't seem to be able to put things together at the moment.
Footscray in front by a point, 75-74. It's a thriller. Hardy, good pass. Finds Foster. Gets it off to McLean. Oh, difficult run from McPherson. I think he should have waited for the bounce. McMullen to half forward and a throw in. Collingwood's half forward flank.
That's pretty poor usage by McMullen. He really should have been trying to bring that ball into an attacking position for Collingwood. Particularly given the time he had to get rid of it.
75 plays 74. Footscray in front. Mark Williams threads it through to Tony Shaw. Richardson backs himself. Somehow forces it through to Banks. They're still going forward. Beers back to Richardson, but he left it behind. Beers comes back on it and forces a ball up in the forward pocket.
They're playing now as though it's the time-on period in this last quarter. Every score is so important. We're less than 13 minutes in, so there's a long way to go. And we'll see another throw in. Footscray in front by a point. I saw the Footscray home game against Collingwood last year. They beat the Magpies by a point out at the Western Oval. Taylor, the palm down. Royal out on the full. Rather poorly done by Royal. Put himself under a lot of pressure. And Eade takes the free for the Magpies. Could just about do it from there. Centres it. Oh. Banks it is. That is a great mark. Great effort against a defence hell-bent on making sure that no one marked. He did just that. He's taken 7 marks. It's been a very good performance.
Banks took advantage of the fact that virtually everybody else was grounded in the square, pushing and shoving. Just drifted across the front in that Royce Hart style.
That's his second goal. The Magpies are in front again. At the 14-minute mark, they lead by 5 points.
Changes in the lead. Twice it's been level. Edmund out of the middle. Solid tackle by McMullen. Bahajia just about to get another kick. The umpire stopped play. Edmund complaining that he didn't get a free.
Baffling umpiring. He let it go on for so long, and then just when a player emerged, he whistled it. And that's why I think Bahaja was complaining. Purser a clean knock, but well anticipated by Richardson. Phillips had front position, supported by Abernethy, who bangs it forward. Wallace pushed in the back by Dawkin, and Wallace takes a free kick. Ridden into the mud as he was on top of the ball. Out to McLean. Sewell back on the ground. Good try, and gets a free kick for over the shoulder. Up to Beasley, one out. Big chance. Royal, hemmed in. And for the second time in about 2 minutes, he puts it out on the full.
Wallace has certainly done well on the centre since half-time. Rain's wearing fairly heavy thigh bandage. Dominated the game in the first quarter, but has really fallen away for the second half.
Footscray have led at every change by 9 points, 3 points and 1 point, but at the moment Collingwood have the lead. There have been a few occasions lately where the team that trailed for 3 quarters got up to win, and there's McMullen kicking out on the full and a free kick to Hawkins.
16 minutes down, Collingwood by 5 points. Big one from Hawkins. Bamble at the flyer. McMullen waiting down. Sewell, great pressure. Burst his way clear and kicks. A great goal. Superlative effort. And one which puts Footscray back in front quite appropriately.
Good skills for a big man. And the skill that really set it up, beside the way he grabbed the ball, was a very good palm off. He just broke a couple of Collingwood tackles with one hand, threw the ball in the other boot, 6 points.
Third and fifth on the ladder before this round. Collingwood and Footscray, and a real nail-biter for the points. Sewell back into the pack again. The umpire said it was held to him and will ball it up.
Got to respect Sewell for getting right into the play as soon as he came back on.
Beers, good leap. Wallace out of the middle. McPherson with McMullen. Royal at the back. Great tackle, McMullen. Umpire says play on. And off the ground, it's scooped away by Neville Shaw. And the kick finds McEwen, half-back flank.
To the wing, all Footscray, and Foster takes it with sure hands. Back to half-forward. Sewell again, the focal point. Oh, it's a fine mark. And a good move by Malthouse to bring him back. He's more skillful than Dunn. Royal. Collingwood just falling apart back there, it seems. Under a lot of pressure, and in the last couple of minutes, a few chinks showing. 18 minutes down in the quarter. Footscray a point in front. And Brian Royal, from a difficult angle, is well within range. His 16th kick certainly should increase the lead. It's a matter of how far. Bullseye. Great guns by the Bulldogs. They lost the lead about 3 or 4 minutes ago, but they've hit back in sterling fashion. And at the 19-minute mark, they're 7 points up.
Good play by Royal, who was in front of the pack. And with the heavier ball, there's always a chance it's going to fall there. When he realised that Woody stood his ground very well, with a lot of Collingwood players coming in over the back. Hasn't had as many kicks as he often does have, but he's persisted well all day.
Fellows, number 15, beaten by Purser. Tony Shaw delightful. Phillips with a swerve and a dodge. Back to Shaw, well done. Up inside half forward, Richardson in front. Spoiled by Rod McPherson. Richardson still, pushed in the back. No, free kicked he was for not doing anything to get rid of it. And Rod McPherson comes out, kicks to centre wing, and Sewell, sensational in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Play on is the call. He goes long. Bahaja and Edmund. Neville Shaw. But Footscray with a bit of inspiration now. 20 minutes gone. There's a long way to go. They're only 7 points in front, but they've got the look of winners about them. Bamblett. Sumner. Bahaja with strength. Forces a throw in. Keeps it on Footscray's half-forward line.
Fellows wins. Sumner knocks it 25 metres up the ground. Shaw can't keep it in. Footscray 13-9, Collingwood 12 goals 8.
And on the bench, pulling on the dressing gown, Jeff Rains, whose thigh has had enough.
Sewell again, but can't come clear. Off the ground, Williams. It bumped into Dawkin. It goes back to Royal. Good kick by Royal. Beasley doubles back, but well played McCormack, who's played a top game at fullback despite his opponent kicking 5 goals.
21 minutes down. Spoiler was Wallace. It was very effective, but McMullen's the scout at the front. Not a great kick. Nice little paddle on, sets it up for Abernethy. Well met by Wallace. And the kick only gained about 20 metres, and it hurt too.
It looks like a cork. Purser. Well sharked by Tony Shaw. But Bahaja knocks Shaw out and keeps the ball in. Wide open for Footscray now, but a stumble by Hawkins. But he comes out with it. Inboard to Daniels. Footscray definitely looking like winners. Beasley leads. Oh, terrific recovery by McCormack. McMullen. And a good pass to Ede.
Got 5 metres from the wing. Collingwood into attack. Haven't been there for a while. Out comes Rod McPherson. Traps it well. Daniels has a peep. Realises he's got room. Saul late. Oh, rams into the back of Fellows. How's that in your kidneys? Fellows free to Phillips. Poor old kick under pressure. He prefers to hand pass, I think.
Well, we've seen Collingwood come off a couple of times off that half-back flank now in the last couple of minutes, and on each occasion they've really wasted the ball, kicked it far too wide.
Abernethy limping to the forward line, and Fellows not too good either, so Collingwood a bit undermanned now. Williams off the pack. Neville Shaw at the back. No, it was Collins. Footscray's free, Wallace. 22 3/4 minutes gone, and Footscray lead by 8 points in a thriller. 18 kicks for Steve Wallace.
Looks for Steve McPherson, outpointed then by McMullen. Ede scrambles it on. And Purser finds touch on the wing. Yes, 23 minutes down. Footscray 7 points up, and that will take some pegging back. 45,500 people at the MCG for the Sunday game. Pity about the rain, but they've certainly seen a contest. Jim Sewell, not quite clutching that one to his chest, but he's had a big impact on the way it's fallen in this last quarter.
In this quarter, Footscray kicked 3-2 to Collingwood's 2-2. Mark Williams, very quiet first half, improving a bit as the game goes on. Ede, good hand pass. Dawkins looked a good player in his first game for 2 years. What a pass that was. Richardson, Mark not paid. Rod McPherson did well to keep the ball away from Collins. Now Hawkins. This is a big break for Footscray. Brian Cordy touching through the centre. A long raking kick. Bamblett. It's a Footscray mark. Steve McPherson. And that could nearly seal the game, with Steve McPherson kicking for goal from about 12 metres.
Ooh, that was a quick transference after Richardson nearly held that mark. Footscray really scrambled it out and then took it up very, very quickly for McPherson to mark.
Hasn't this fellow developed this season?
A straight kick would make it 13 points the difference, which would nearly be the biggest lead of the day. He's already kicked 2 goals. He's missed it. Collingwood still a chance.
That could hurt.
Mickey Malthouse will stay on the edge of his seat as a result of that. He could have sat back and enjoyed the time on period if it had gone through. Williams, tremendous mark.
He's done better this quarter after a very, very quiet first three.
We're in time on by 15 seconds. The quarter will probably go about 30 minutes. There have been a couple of delays. Great stuff, Sewell. Copped the high tackle. Wanted to keep going, but the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. And what a last quarter he's played. And it all started to happen for him just after Collingwood had grabbed the lead. Fellows almost. McEwen. Bamblett, the mercurial one, lines it up and kicks the ceiling. 5 goals to Leslie Bamblett. Another great performance on the half-forward line. He really has become a sharpshooter.
And that could finish the Woods. It really was set up by Sewell, who's really dominated that centre-half forward position since he came on at three-quarter time. He's had 6 kicks this quarter. Got the ball down there and then bang, the intercept with that Collingwood handball.
Knocked out of the middle for Collingwood. Tony Shaw showing them a clean pair of heels. They need to mark and kick a goal and get it back to the middle quickly. Richardson. It spills Collingwood's way, but Brian Cordy's there. Oh, on his own is Wallace, who's approaching 20 kicks for the game. A scintillating performance. Wallace is up towards half forward. Oh, Daniels didn't even look at the ball. Eade. Back to the centre. Burgess. He's got it.
27 minutes gone. I think it would take a miracle now. Burgess to half forward for Taylor. Might get a free. Yes, he will. The ball will be brought back.
The margin is the biggest for the day, 14 points. Collingwood need 3 goals.
Good lead from Banks, who hasn't missed much today. One of his better games for the Magpies in a career which goes back some years. In fact, he played in the 1979 grand final. Almost for Burgess. No mark. And the Bulldog defence is remorseless now. Brian Cordy out to Wallace, who has again found some space. Good tackle, Dawkin. Wins the free kick.
Wallace having a picnic now. Rains off the ground with his injured hamstring. Beers, kick intercepted. Foster. 3 minutes into time on. 14 points Footscray lead. Foster's kick close to the boundary line. Sewell there with Phillips. Dawkin in front. A most impressive return to senior football, but he's caught this time. It goes to that man Wallace again. Up to half forward. Bamblett's kick 5. Shepherd's well. Steve McPherson for an open goal. Beasley as well. It could be through. A goal to McPherson. A win to Footscray. And what a titanic struggle it has been. 3 goals to Steve McPherson. Hot dogs they are.
It's only been the last 5 or 6 minutes that Footscray have really asserted their supremacy. And partly that's been simply desperation. The players, particularly in defence, have really fought hard to get the ball, and when they have got it, they've really tried to work it up very, very quickly into their forward line.
Round figures on the board. Footscray 100, Collingwood 80. 29 minutes gone. Edmund boots his side forward. Beasley. Well done. A corker. Great jostling match that, and Beasley won it hands down. 6 marks, and after this kick, it should be 6 goals. His 8th kick only. Great value for money. Fine performance by a man whose critics Save, can't play in wet weather.
That used to include his coach.
Well, Bamblett set it up in the first half, kicking 4 goals to the long break. But since half-time, when Footscray led by 3 points, it's been mainly Beasley and Steve McPherson. After half-time, Beasley's kicked 4, McPherson 3. And there's a disappointed Bob Rose down at ground level, a loser in the MCG again. Purser. Phillips taps back. Edmund, the skipper, gets one high and will take a free. Won't hurt so much in a minute when he hears the siren. Wallace once more. Oh, a bad kick from a standing start. Bamblett, Bahagia, cutting the ribbons now. Forward pocket job, and a mark for Sewell. And wouldn't it cap off a last quarter for him if he was to go back and steer this through? 3 marks in the last quarter, Jim Sewell, after being interchanged during the third quarter, and 6 kicks in the final term.
Just going to burn up a bit of the clock.
Goes for the short pass to Royal. Did he take it before the siren? He didn't. The umpire says that is it. So Sewell would have been better to kick for goal, but it matters little because they've beaten Collingwood by 26 points on a day when I'm sure they will say, with the result of the game and the size of the crowd, it was well worth switching a home game to the MCG to play Collingwood.
In the finish, a comfortable win to Footscray by 26 points after leading by just 1 point at three-quarter time. But they kicked 6 goals 3 in the last quarter to 2 goals 2 to go on and record that win 16-10 to 12 goals 8. Goal kickers for Footscray, Beasley got 6, Bamblett 5, Steve McPherson 3, and for Collingwood, Richardson 4, Taylor and Banks each kicked 2 goals. There was a report from the game. Andrew Purser reported for striking Brian Taylor early in that last quarter.